Right then, welcome back, and today we are going to race the 99 Yamaha R7 endurance bike at Road America. There's the setup. I did do the setup on soft tyres, so if you're going to use the setup on a dry track, you might have to use a medium front, otherwise you'll cook it, and to be fair, it went rather well. Now, Road America itself, it's one of those tracks where I'm not a massive fan of it, but every so often we have a really good race, and this just happened to be one of those races where there was so much going off that by the time the 20 minutes was up, I was genuinely shocked. The track itself, it's all about the front end of the bike. If it's not a heavy braking zone, you're trying to carry corner speed. The back straight is huge. Pick your braking marker very carefully. This corner, turn 6, turn 5, turn 6, turn 5. Turn 5 in the race was an absolute nightmare. Over the brow of the hill into turn 6 with a full tank on wets. Yes, it rained. What a surprise. The bike just did not want to play. I know when you do the time trial or the time attack, it puts a very small amount of fuel in the bike. So I appreciate there's a certain amount of adjustment required. However, I did struggle, I'm not going to lie. The bike, full tank on wets, it was a little bit understeery. However, just look at it. It is absolutely planted through the carousel, on the brakes before the bridge, and then into this awful chicane, turn 11. It's just not very nice at all. On the gas again. Now, it's actually a really, really big track. It's one of the biggest on the game, but it's such high speed that a lap, well, we were 2 minutes 12. We actually do a 2:11.666. So for the size of the track, that's not too bad. It is quick. The R7, it's the pinnacle of 750s, I guess. It was the last new one ever produced, apart from a few GSXRs, but they didn't really go racing with them. It did feel like it was getting out of breath down the straights. I mean, the front straight, the back straight, and then again out of turn 11 down that other straight. But like I said, it went quite well, and we went top by what? Half a second. I know the leaderboards are not massively populated, but you can only take what you're given. So if you want to get your name in lights on the leaderboards, get the 750 endurance bike out and get yourself to Road America. Race-wise, oh my god, there's so much happening. I mean, off the start, it's raining. Look at the absolute carnage that was happening in front of us. It is just, excuse me, it is just an absolute nightmare. Someone's managed to sneak, a couple of people managed to sneak ZX10s in as well. ZX10s in a 750 race. Absolutely not acceptable. But, again, and I feel like I'm saying this a lot, you just have to deal with what you give it. And the bike, and please check the description, there's always a little bit of information in there I forget to tell you, and a little ditty or something or other. The bike was good. It's raining, or it was raining, the track's now drying out, so we're going to use the tyres, we're going to use the fuel. So we went into performance mode, and the first thing I did is run wide at the bottom of the back straight. Little bit of a ding dong with the ZX10 again. He decides that he's had enough of that and tries to kill me, not only with himself but with his motorcycle, which failed. We're on the grass, no traction by the way, no traction at all. How the bike didn't snap me over the bars on multiple occasions, I'm not quite sure. But halfway around lap 1, yes, it's still lap 1, quite a lot has happened. We are in 9th, but then we're in wide, and then we go back to 10th, but then we hold the VFR 750R off around the carousel. Not one of my favourite corners. And then end of lap 1, we drive past another couple of bikes on the back straight. So we're up to 7th, gap to lead of 3.8, 3.9 seconds. And the setup on the bike, there's just a sweet spot with the setups where you get on the brakes and the back wheel just lifts off the floor. You can feel the front end trying to find grip, trying to dig in. Yes, the back's a little bit loose, but the SP1 that we use at UMC, and then the Mr. Martini Flashback 2, 3 absolutely fantastic bikes where the setup was just peachy. We still can't get the braking point right down into turn 5. We're running wide. I thought that was going to end up in the gravel and possibly the tyre barriers, but we managed to avoid it. So halfway around lap 2, we're up to 5th, gap to lead is still 3 and a bit seconds, and then got excited, too late on the brakes, ran wide, and down we went. Now this was the first of many crashes. We got back on the bike, there's no grip, and this is the difference between a ZX10 and an R7. Goodbye, Mr. Ryan Andrews. It's been very nice seeing the back of your motorcycle. I was a little bit annoyed and I missed my braking point only slightly. Oops. So yeah, we've gone from 5th to 12th, we're on the grass again, and all of a sudden, with a bit of a dry line appearing, people are piling into the pits. Now, it looks like the sun's trying to come out. It doesn't. What happens is it clouds over again and it rains. Now, I'm still on rain tyres now, and I thought I'll wait one more lap, possibly 2. We'll wait for a proper dry line to appear, and we'll go in the pits and see what happens. And it did take me a fair old while to catch up with 7th place and get up to 7th, and then again we're like another half a lap, third 2/5 of a lap, whatever measurement we want to play to it, try and nip the chicane at 11 and we're off again, so we're back down to 10th. Gap to leader is now 8 seconds. People are going in the pits. I think we've got to be now. We have to go in now, otherwise we're going to be on the wrong tyres at the wrong point, and we're just going to waste time in the pits while everyone's flying with red hot tyres. So medium front, soft rear, tank brimmed to the absolute full, or as an old friend of mine would say, full, not just full. Out of the pits, 14th, gap to leader 30 plus seconds. That is miles, that. I mean, a pit stop's what, 40-ish seconds for a pit stop, so there's a fair chance that if we don't fall off again, we'll be alright. And then it rained again. It was absolutely stinking piss wet through. I thought it was going to be a very brief little bit of rain. It would stop, it would dry out again, I'd be on slicks and we'd be laughing. No, that is not what happened. What happened was it just kept raining. I mean, there is no grip. Look at the bike, it doesn't want to lean over, there's no grip. You get on the gas, it's wheel spinning. The front tyre just goes so absolutely stone cold. I mean, we run wide there, so that's down to 9th. Gap to leader 16 seconds, but there's now rain tyres in front of us and it is still raining. I mean, that's another one as well. It's just so difficult. There was no grip in the track, no heat in the tyres. I mean, the rear was alright, because apparently if you spin a slick up on a wet track, it maintains heat. I'm a little bit confused as to how that is possible. Surely if it was spinning in a straight line, you would just not generate any heat, it would just displace water. But by the by, end of lap 5, any sane person would go into the pits. End of lap 5, there's only 5 laps. It feels like everything that could possibly happen has happened, and we're only just over halfway through the race. My intention was to stay out. I didn't care how long it rained for, or how wet the track got, or how far back as we went, how many times we lost the front end and crashed. The plan was just to stay out and hope that the people in front of us pitted and that we would be able to work our way past. That plan kind of went out the window when we got passed by a ZX7 with rain tyres on it, which meant we were now in a very, very precarious position where the AI riders had more grip, more traction, more confidence, more feel, more heat in the tyres. Basically, they had everything, and all I had was a very underdeveloped 750 on the wrong tyres in the pissing rain. So yes, frustrations were plenty. I will happily admit that it was a struggle to try and get the bike to do what we did. However, I thought it was quite good. I thought it was hanging on remarkably well for a slick-shod motorcycle in the rain. End of lap 6, or towards the end of lap 6, it decided it was going to stop raining and the clouds were going to move out of the way. We're going to get a little bit of blue sky, possibly too late for any effective amount of sunshine, but look how cold that front tyre is. I went medium soft, what I should have gone soft, so that any heat in the track, the front tyre would have been able to take advantage of it and we would have been able to ride a little bit quicker. But what I can't argue with are the visuals. What a delightful sunset. Absolutely beautiful. Doesn't matter that we're 5th, well, now 6th, after being passed by another ZX10, and we are never going to catch the leader. It's not going to happen unless they absolutely make a mess of the pit stop strategy, which is what my hopes when I was pinned on, is that they were going to make a mess of the pits, and I was going to be able to get past and work my way to the front. But now we're down to 7th, someone else has gone past. In fact, there's another ZX10. The ZX10s are slowly floating towards the top and the front of the pack. But yeah, it was hard work. No grip, no traction, no temperature, no nothing. The track was taking a long time to dry out. Bear in mind, at the end of lap 1 there was a drying line. We've now done a lap and a bit where the track just refused to dry out. People are pitting, they are going back into the pits. However, the leaders, most people in front of us, are still on rain tyres. So you can see as the bike goes past lights, the back tyre is still wet, it's still shiny. We're now getting low on fuel, so we've had to go to default mapping because we've got 2 and a bit minutes left, and the power mapping, the performance mapping, the fuel's just not going to last. There was a lot going on. It was incredibly difficult to manage. One, the way the bike wanted to handle, the fact it had no traction at either end, it was spinning up, it was sliding about, on the brakes too hard, it was losing the front. Although we are catching people, which genuinely surprised me that we had enough heat in the tyre to actually make inroads towards the people who were on rain tyres. So 1 minute 20 odd left. This is going to be the penultimate lap. The next lap will be the last lap. I apologise for mansplaining that. I'm in 6th. I am 17 and a half seconds. Well, I was in 6th. I was now in 7th, and it's the ZX10 again, and there's all sorts of shenanigans going off. We've got nearly 20 seconds to make up to the leader. The ZX10 is still not finished. They come back for another go on a different ZX10, a blue one this time. But rather than me falling off, they fell off, which has happened quite a lot. I don't know if there's been an update. I don't think there's been an update to the physics engine, but all of a sudden people are bouncing off me rather than me bouncing off them, and ended up in the kitty litter regretting my life choices. But yeah, over the line, last lap, start of the last lap, lap 9, we're up to 4th. We are 18 seconds behind the leader. The reality is we're not going to catch him. I get that, but there's a little bit, it's this never give up mantra. It happened on the 12 hours of Portimao. I was so far behind on the 12 hours of Portimao that I should have just given up and started again, but there was a little bit of me, a little demon in my shoulder that says, do not give up, do not give up, do not stop pushing forward, do not allow the computer and the AI and whatever physics model of it to beat you, just keep going. So it's going dark, the front tyre, look how cold the front tyre is. I made a massive mistake, but I thought it was going to dry out. So you have to make the decisions at the time that are what you think are the correct ones. If they're wrong, you just have to deal with it and work your way around it. We're not getting any closer to the leader. We're now still 18.1 seconds behind. The fuel light's just come on, I think, or at the time I thought we've got enough. We can make it round. We do not need to worry about running out of fuel. I'm on default mapping, we should be good, but the track just refuses to dry out. It just was not getting any drier. And the only ace, the only card, the only arrow that was left in my quiver was that everyone was going to go in the pits. Did they? No. Some people did, but the majority of the front runners pitted apart from one, and that one was to be our undoing, which means that ultimately we were going to finish in second place. So if you keep an eye on the map in the bottom left hand corner, you can see the leader. They've now pitted because it tells me in the top left hand corner that they've pitted. I'm hoping, I've got everything crossed. I'm not concentrating on what I'm doing, I'm looking to see whether everyone goes in the pits. Third have gone in the pits, but second didn't, so second inherited the lead. We have 3% fuel left, not a massive amount of rear tyre, plenty of front, and yeah, we basically ended up in second. As 20-minute endurance races go, this one is worth a watch. Some of them can be a little bit monotonous, I get that, but I did say I was going to do them all, and we've only got a few more left. There's only 3 or 4 left before we get to the Nürburgring, and then I'm going to do something slightly different. But yeah, there we go, 10 seconds almost behind the leader. That is a pretty bike. That is a beautiful, beautiful machine. I like it very much. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed it, and try the setup. Let me know how you get on. If you go on Road America and you stick a time on the leaderboards again, let me know. We'll have a look and we can all congratulate each other on a job well done. But thanks for watching, comment, like and subscribing, and fingers crossed I will see you next time. Take care, stay safe, peace.